They didn't touch. They didn't speak. But one single look between them changed everything forever. Before we begin, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this story proves how one moment can change a lifetime. The wooden cabin was quiet, except for the soft creaking of the floor. Sunlight slipped through the cracks in the walls, painting the room in warm gold. That was when he walked in, a cowboy hardened by years of dust, loss, and loneliness. His boots stopped the moment he saw her. She stood near the shelves, holding a glass bottle, dressed in a simple pioneer gown. Her hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from something she didn't yet understand. Their eyes met. And in that instant, the world outside disappeared. The cowboy had faced storms, gunfire, and death itself, but this look shook him more than any battle ever had. There was something in her eyes, strength mixed with sadness. Hope wrapped in pain. She had seen many men pass through this town. Rough men. Loud men. Broken men. But he was different. He didn't smile. He didn't speak. He simply looked at her as if he finally found something he didn't know he was searching for. Seconds passed like minutes. Finally, he cleared his throat and spoke softly. "I didn't mean to stare." She smiled faintly. "It's all right. Most people don't really see me anyway." That sentence hit him harder than expected. They talked about nothing important and everything that mattered. The weather. The town. The long roads he traveled. The quiet life she lived, waiting for days to change. Yet beneath every word was a tension neither could ignore. When he turned to leave, something stopped him. Not her voice. Not her hand. Just the feeling that walking away now would haunt him forever. He paused at the door and looked back. She was watching him. Waiting. And that's when he knew. This wasn't just a meeting. This was the beginning of something dangerous. Already, like the video and subscribe. Part 2 will change everything. The cowboy didn't sleep that night. Her face followed him into the darkness. That single look replayed again and again in his mind. He had lived his life moving forward, never staying long enough to feel. But this time felt different. The next morning, he returned to the cabin. She was surprised, but not shocked. As if she knew he would come back. "I thought you'd already be gone," she said. "I tried," he replied. "Couldn't." They spoke more openly now. She told him about her past, how she stayed behind to care for family, how dreams slowly faded into routine. He told her about the road, the losses, and the promise he made to himself to never belong anywhere. Silence filled the space again. But this silence wasn't empty. It was heavy with truth. "I can't promise I'll stay," he said honestly. "And I can't promise I won't leave," she answered. Their eyes met once more. That same look. Only now, it carried a question. He reached into his pocket and placed a small object on the table, a worn compass. "I've followed this my whole life," he said. "But for the first time, I don't know where it's pointing." She gently pushed it back toward him. "Maybe it brought you here for a reason." Outside, the wind howled. The road waited. So did the unknown. He had a choice. And for the first time, he chose not to run. He stayed. Not because it was easy. But because one look showed him a life worth fighting for. Closing CTA. If this story moved you even a little, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more emotional, cinematic stories like this. Sometimes, all it takes is one look. They didn't touch. They didn't speak. But one single look between a cowboy and a woman changed their lives forever. Before the story continues, like this video and subscribe for more cinematic stories that hit the heart. The wooden cabin was quiet. Sunlight slipped through the cracks in the walls, painting the room in warm gold. The door creaked open as a cowboy stepped inside, dust on his boots, years of loneliness in his eyes. Then he saw her. She stood near the shelves, holding a glass bottle, dressed in a simple pioneer gown. When their eyes met, time stopped. No words were spoken, yet everything was said. The cowboy had faced danger, storms, and death on the open road, but this moment shook him more than anything before. In her eyes, he saw strength, sadness, and a hope he thought no longer existed. She noticed it too. Not the hat. Not the boots. But the way he looked at her, like she mattered. They spoke softly about the town, the road, and the days that pass without change. But beneath every word was a feeling neither dared to name. When the cowboy turned to leave, his hand paused on the door. Walking away felt wrong. Leaving now would haunt him forever. That night, he couldn't sleep. Her face followed him into the darkness. For the first time in his life, the road didn't feel like home. At sunrise, he returned. She was there waiting. He placed a worn compass on the table. "I've followed this my whole life," he said. "But today, it led me back to you." She smiled softly. Maybe some paths aren't meant to be walked alone. Outside, the wind called him forward. Inside, something stronger pulled him to stay. And in that moment, the cowboy made a choice. Not to run. Not to escape. But to stay for a life that began with a single look. If this story moved you, like the video and subscribe for more emotional, cinematic stories. Because sometimes, one look changes everything.